Bloody waters, drowning every day. Hey faves, welcome to another video. Look at my client's hair. Her hair is real thick, real beautiful. We're just gonna blow it out real quick because we're gonna do some knotless braids, knotless boho braids. Okay, we're using the ultra, expressions hair, ultra braid hair. I got 52-inch, but definitely get the 42. We started at 11 a.m. and I think I finished at 5:45. So I'm showing you guys the detail, like the mapping of this hairstyle. She's going to have 4 braids on that first row that I'm working on right now, and she's gonna have 3 boho curls sticking out of her braid on each one of these braids. Just for the bottom. That's just what we're doing for that bottom row. Okay? So we're doing that, and then of course you do the ends until the end. Like when I finish braiding all of the hair, I connect and put a boho curly hair on the end when I get to the ends. Let me say this, y'all ask for mapping of people's hair. Not everybody's head is the same. Right here I'm doing like a medium large style. This is my medium large. So I'm gonna always have the same amount of rows, but the braids themselves are gonna kind of be different because I might not have 4 braids on somebody else. I might have 3 braids on somebody else, with maybe a smaller nape of their neck. So it just depends. But I'm doing the mapping for this particular specific client, okay? Y'all always asking like, how many for this, how many for that? This is exactly what I'm doing. Okay, for my medium large, I always have 2 rows below the ear, and then I have 4 rows going above the ear. Okay, so let's keep going. So right now I'm working on the second row. This is going to be the last row I'm working on that's, below the ear. Everything else is going to be above the ear. So this is the second row. Now the second row is going to have 5 braids. And on each braid, I think I put about 3 boho pieces, 3 curls on each braid. So the first row had 4 braids. This row now has 5 braids. So y'all gonna have to do the math as we go. Okay? So that's how I'm gonna know if you watch the whole video. If you're paying attention to how many braids she had. If you get to the end of this video and you do the math, you'll know how many braids she has by the end of the video. Make sure you comment how many braids she has down below. That's how I know you guys are watching the video. So right here, we parted down the middle since we're going above her ear. Part it down the middle, of course, give her a middle part, and then part on each side. This is how you know if you're parting correctly. Grip that section you're working on so that you can see if everything is straight. And if it's not, part it again. Grip it again and part it again. Grip it just like I'm doing right there. See right there, I'm doing a grip and I'm pulling it. Right there, it's looking a little lopsided. So we got to straighten that out. Okay, and that is how you part, baby. I know a lot of people will be having a hard time parting. This is one of those things that you don't really get taught, but this is like a specific thing you need to know. When you're parting hair, make sure you grip the hair as if it's already braided so that you can see if the parts are crispy. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to put that to the side and we're going to part the other side. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to keep mapping out the hair as we go along. Once you part the first time, that's just like your little rough draft. Once you got a little bit of a rough draft, you just put some gel on that little rough draft you got right there. And then you just straighten her out. But you got to do what I told you the first time. You have to grip that section you're working on to see that once this is all braided, is it going to be crispy? See, you got to pick the hair up and down. Look at the width. Look at when you grip it. Is it going to be straight? So That's going to help you straighten out your parts when you are braiding. So the first row above the ear is already parted. I'm counting how many I'm going to have. And it looks like I'm going to have about, let's see, 9. Yeah. So I'm going to have 9 braids on that first row above the ear. So we had 4 on the first row, 5 on the next row, 9 on this row. So yeah, we're going to keep braiding. And for these braids on the row above the ear, we're going to have 4 boho pieces taken out of the braids on each one. 4 pieces of boho curls taken out of this row. That's what we're going to do. And you want to start off right. This is me just saying that I'm doing 4 pieces on each one. But yeah, you want to make sure that you start off with a boho piece like as soon as you start braiding. Just stick it on in there because that's how you're going to have it look real full starting from the root. From the root. You want it to like waterfall from the root. So this is how it's looking for that first row above the ear. All 9 braids is done. And it's looking real cute, real pretty, real full, gorgeous. So 10 braids is now going to be on the second row above the ear. And we're going to have 4 boho pieces sticking out of each one. So I didn't record that row, but I did finish it off. And that's how it's looking. Now I'm going to have 2 rows left. What you're going to do, you already got that part that you made down the middle, remember? So after we do that part, we're going to literally part this section that we have in twos. Just basically doing what we was doing down below, up above. People kind of get confused when they get to the top. So you're just going to part that last section, them last 2 rows in half. Boom. And that's how it should be looking. Exactly how I was looking down below. Just part it, but you're kind of gonna go like at a curve because it is, you know, a head is round, so you're gonna have to kind of go at a curve. And that's how it should be looking, going straight back and then curve kind of in the back. Curve in the back and then going straight down to the front. That's how it should be looking for the last 2 rows, y'all. So right here is the front view. We're going to have 2 rows left. Stay with me. 2 rows left because with this whole thing out is 1 row and the braided hair right there is 1 row as well. Even though it's parted in half, y'all. Stay with me. It's going to be 1 whole row. Right here we're going to have 10 more braids on this 3rd row above the ear. We're going to have 10 braids. Now for these, I did about 4 to 5 pieces on each one. 4 to 5 pieces on each one, girl. Just so it could be nice, thick, and full. Now, I know y'all gonna ask, what gel am I using on my hand? I'm using a mix between Shine and Jam and this other gel called, I think it's called Braid All Day or something like that. But of course, I'm gonna link it on the screen or down below for y'all so you can use it. I really do like this product. It works really good. Doesn't really leave a white cast or anything like that. And it really like slicks the hair down, especially for thick hair. So I definitely recommend it. But let's get into the 2 ways of how you can install human hair on boho knotless braids. So right here I'm braiding and I stop. So I'm going to take one of the pieces, the bulk pieces of human hair. And there's 2 ways to do it. This is going to be the first way. You could just put one side of the boho piece in the middle and leave the rest out and continue to braid. Now that's one way. That's how I first started off braiding. So it's gonna be off to the back. Okay, so it's sticking out off in the back. Now I'm gonna show you guys the second way of how you can have a boho piece, but this time the piece is gonna be sticking out in the front of the braid instead of the back of the braid. So you're gonna take your boho piece, and what you're gonna do is take one side of the boho piece. Come on now, girl. I'm waiting on myself so I can continue this voiceover. Get right, get right. Okay, so I'm going to take one side and I'm going to put it in the middle just like I did up above. But the other side is not going to stick out. It's going to be on the right side. Yep, and I'm going to continue to braid it in. Got to braid it in like a few times. Boom, it's braided in there. So once I do a few strokes, I get that piece I want to stick out again to the right side, stick it up and out. And once I move it out my way, I continue to braid, and now it's sticking out at the front. So don't get confused, y'all. This is sticking it out at the front. Let's go back to the other braid we did. This one is sticking out to the back. See the difference? One is in the back, one is in the front. That's just the 2 ways I know how to do for the boho pieces. I recommend you to do just whichever one you prefer. It just depends on what you like. So for that last row, we're going to have 10 braids on the last row as well. So if you've been keeping up with this video, you have been able to add all the braids she has had on her head all together. And comment it down below. If you've done the math and you watched the whole video and you a real one, comment how many braids she got down below. That's how I know you really been paying attention in this video. So right now I'm just showing you guys how I basically braid the ends. It's really a fast process. I'm gonna have to do another video on how I do this because there's different ways on braiding the ends. If you want me to do a video on that and you can't really keep up right here, I'll make a whole new video just specifically on that. Okay? Comment that down below. Let me know if you want to see that, and I'll do that for you. So now we're adding mousse. I don't know. This mousse was a little sticky. I don't know if it was the hair or the mousse. I don't know, but I like for when I have boho pieces on knotless braids, I like to use Lotta Body mousse. That's what I really recommend, and I should have used that instead, but it's fine. But yeah, that's what I did. I used some mousse on her hair just to tame it, see how it's gonna look once it's all moussed up and dipped out. I definitely dipped her hair. When you're using human hair, you can dip the hair. If it's Remy hair or not real human hair, synthetic hair, once you dip it, it's going to turn straight. That's how you know that it's not real human hair. But this is the end of the process, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. What are we thinking on this style? Comment down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.